You think discipline is hard because you are doing it wrong. You wake up every morning and you try to drive yourself. You treat your mind like a wagon in a swamp. You push. You pull. You strain against the mud of your own laziness. You use willpower to force yourself to the gym. And it works for a few days. But eventually you get tired. The mud gets deeper. And you stop. You are trying to navigate through friction. This is the amateur's error. The industrialist, the railroad baron, never tries to drive through a swamp. He doesn't rely on steering. He doesn't rely on willpower. He relies on infrastructure. He lays down steel rails. And once the rails are down, the train has no choice but to go forward. This ends today. We are uninstalling your current friction-heavy operating system of trying hard. We are installing a new mental OS. This is the protocol of the iron rail. It is based on a simple engineering truth. Structure dictates function. If you have to decide to go to the gym every morning, you have already lost. Decisions cost energy. The Baron does not decide. He designs. He builds a system where the right action becomes the only possible action. He replaces motivation with inevitability. This is not about becoming tougher. It is about becoming smarter. It is about laying the track so that your success becomes a mechanical certainty. This OS has 3 phases of construction. First, the survey, the route. Second, the steel, the environment. Third, the momentum, the velocity. Stop pushing the wagon, start laying the rail. The first mistake of the amateur is that he starts moving without a track. He wakes up and asks, "What should I do today?" This question is the death of discipline. The moment you ask that question, you introduce friction. You introduce debate. The swamp enters your mind. Do I do cardio? Or legs? Or maybe I'll just go tomorrow. The railroad baron never asks this question. Before a single rail is laid, he conducts the survey. He maps the route. He engineers the path of least resistance. Your first installation is the zero-option schedule. Kill the options. You must engineer your day so that the decision is made before you wake up. The Baron knows that choice is the enemy of execution. When the train leaves the station, it does not choose left or right. It follows the steel. You must lay your rail the night before. Aero 600, feet on floor. Aero 615, coffee. Zoe 630, under the bar. This is not a to-do list. A to-do list is a suggestion. This is a track. It is a rigid linear sequence of events. When the alarm goes off, you are not a man waking up. You are a train engine firing up. You do not think, you do not negotiate. You simply engage the gears and move along the preset line. Become the machine. This removes the hardness of discipline. Discipline is only hard when you have to manufacture it in the moment. When the decision is already made, when the rail is already there, execution is easy. It is automatic. This is how you run an empire. Does the CEO decide every morning if the factory opens? No. The factory opens because that is the schedule. That is the OS. You are the CEO of your life. Stop treating your operations like a hobby. The schedule is the law. If you find yourself hesitating, if you find yourself negotiating, it means your track is broken. It means you haven't completed the survey. Go back. Write the script. Define the exact action. Remove the ambiguity. Ambiguity is the mud. Clarity is the steel. Lay the track so straight, so clear, that you couldn't derail even if you wanted to. You have surveyed the land. You have mapped the route. The decision is made. If you are ready to lay the first rail and commit to the track, seal the pact. Hit the like button. It is the sound of the first spike being driven into the ground. You have the route, the schedule. Now you must lay the steel. A train cannot run on dirt. It needs a specialized hard environment to carry its massive weight. It needs rails. Your willpower fails because you are trying to run a high-performance machine in a low-performance environment. You wake up, and your gym clothes are in the drawer. Your keys are lost. Your pre-workout is empty. This is friction. Every obstacle is a break in the rail. Every obstacle forces the train to stop. The Baron creates the frictionless environment. Remove the friction. This is the concept of the nudge engineered into steel. You must terraform your environment to make the hard action the easiest action. You don't try to remember your gym gear. You lay the rail. The bag is packed and sitting in front of the door the night before. You literally have to trip over it to leave. The rail is guiding you. You don't try to avoid junk food. You remove the track that leads to it. You purge the house. If the rail doesn't go there, the train cannot go there. Design the path. The amateur thinks discipline is an internal struggle. I need to be stronger. The boss knows discipline is an external setup. I need to build a better rail. If you want to read more, put the book on your pillow. Rail laid. If you want to drink water, put the bottle on your nightstand. Rail laid. If you want to train, sleep in your gym shorts. It sounds simple. It is simple. That is why it works. Complexity fails. Simplicity scales. The Baron knows that if he lays the rails downhill, gravity does the work. He doesn't need an engine to start. He just releases the brake. Let gravity work. This is the mental OS in action. You are hacking your own psychology. You are acknowledging that you are lazy, tired, and easily distracted. And instead of fighting that nature, you are engineering around it. You are building a chute, a tunnel. When you wake up groggy with zero willpower, the environment catches you. It directs you. You stumble out of bed, into your clothes, and out the door. Not because you have iron will, but because that was the only path available. You didn't drive the train. The rails guided you. You have the route. You have the rails. Now the train begins to move. At first it is slow. The heavy wheels grind against the steel. The first turn of the wheel takes immense energy. The first week of the protocol is heavy. But the Baron understands the most powerful force in physics: momentum. A train traveling at 60 miles per hour creates its own rules. Barriers that would stop a wagon. A train simply smashes through. A bad day? A stressful call? A little fatigue? When you have momentum, these things do not stop you. You plow through them without even feeling the impact. Speed is armor. The amateur starts and stops. He builds no momentum. Every workout feels like that first, heavy turn of the wheel. He makes discipline hard because he is always fighting static friction. The mental OS is designed for velocity. This is the law of the streak. You do not miss, not because you are perfect, but because you are protecting your speed. You know that if you stop the train, getting it moving again will cost everything, so you keep it moving. Even if it's just a maintenance run, never stop the train. If you are sick, you don't skip. You go to the gym and do a light stretch. Why? To keep the wheels turning, to keep the logic of the OS running. I am a man who goes to the gym. That is the code. The moment you break the code, the moment you let the train stop, the rust sets in. The friction returns. The Baron protects his momentum with his life. He knows that once that massive engine is rolling, discipline becomes effortless. You don't have to force yourself to go. It becomes harder to stop than to keep going. You become a force of nature. People look at you and say, "Wow, you're so disciplined. It must be hard." And you smile. Because you know the secret. It's not hard. You're not pushing. You're just riding the train you built. You are letting the mass and the velocity carry you. Become unstoppable. This is the mental OS. This is the way of the railroad baron. You stop trying to be disciplined. You stop fighting the swamp. You start laying the steel. 1. The survey. Create the zero-option schedule. The track is set. The decision is made. 2. The steel. Engineer the frictionless environment. Make the right action the only action. 3. The momentum. Protect your speed. Never let the train stop. Let physics do the work. This is how you build an empire. Not with temporary bursts of motivation, but with the permanent, unyielding infrastructure of habits. The rail is waiting. The iron is ready. If you are ready to build the line, to install this OS, subscribe to this channel. This is your new engineering core, and for your final orders you drive the golden spike. Comment below with "Rails laid." It is your signal. The infrastructure is complete. The train is leaving the station. Now, shut this off. Pack your bag. Get on the train.